It's the rematch of the century, all my fellow and future outlaws, as this is Card Games vs. Humanity, and I am that NAK Double G. Here with a weekly recap of the show that contains more flashback than your average war veteran duel monsters. So as usual, if you enjoyed, don't forget that sub and that bell, that like, and leave a comment telling me if you think you would be successful confronting a mugger with a children's card game. But enough about that, let's continue forward with our episode, shall we? An episode that definitely does not begin by talking about Kaiba's new sex doll that looks suspiciously like his ex-boyfriend Kimo.
So lifelike, but you probably preferred him in the flesh, didn't you?
Pegasus says that Mokuba's been captured inside this trading card, something that would definitely not, demand any further explanation if it happened in real life. Claiming he's just a gifted human, he throws 5 star chips at Kaiba, demanding that he must fight Yugi in a duel once more before he'll allow him to face him. Just paying no attention to him weirdly and sensually playing with his next ring as he talks about teenage boys. Kaiba grits his teeth and accepts the terms, agreeing to defeat Yugi in another duel before revealing his other true identity as Shang Tsung.
I'll take great pleasure in separating your soul from your body in my own way.
Back to our gang, who are finally escaping the maze out of this tiny asshole that would be genuinely easy for anyone to miss completely. They arrive at the foot of the castle before Taya starts inner monologuing about how Yugi has accomplished so much even though he really hasn't done anything yet and he almost died in a cave. Also, I love how her memories in the duel between Bakura and Yugi, she somehow knew the life point values of them currently. The rest of the gang is at the top of the stairs telling them both to hurry to fuck up, causing Yugi to trip over the first rock right in front of him.
This is how you're going to rescue your grandpa?
I rescued you.
Anyone else think the timing of that line and the way he said it was just kind of off? I guess not, because we're instantly treated to some backstory of that time the gang found out that Teo is actually a slutty waitress at some basic burger joint. Somehow just the fact of her friends showing up freaks her out because, her friends are gonna go out of their way to tell her manager that she's not 18 yet and she's trying to save up to become a New York stripper. That's what good friends do. They get their other friends fired from their job despite the fact that we all know that that manager is 100% okay with child labor.
What are you guys doing here? Are you trying to get me fired? Thanks a lot.
I love the fact that Taya is super fucking pissed at them despite the fact that they've done or said nothing to affect her in a negative way, and even go out of their way to lift her up and tell her to follow her dreams. Man, Joey and Yugi are just such dicks. Apparently we're now in the girls' locker room where Taya finds a note left by Joey and Yugi, who would have had to go into the girls' locker room to leave it there, so let's just gloss over that detail. Excited that they found some shitty dance studio for her to sign up at. Who could have guessed that this was some trap for some creepy guy that was dressed up in Yusuke Urameshi's jumpsuit for some reason. Holding an invisible camera and demanding her purse before little Yugi appears and tackles him instantly. Putting aside my extreme desire to ask how the fuck he even knew she was there, Yugi transforms and decides that the best course of action for this mugger is to challenge him to a children's trading card game. Naturally, this man who is about to molest his friend here accepts the terms and draws the Curse of Dragon card with pride. Unfortunately for him though, Yugi draws something a bit more powerful.
I don't think so.
Mind Crush!
Holy shit, they actually said Mind Crush. I think this might be the one and single only time they say it in the entire series. Like, my jaw genuinely dropped a little.
But what was it that you did to that guy that day?
Oh, he's dead. No Shadow Realm, no nothing. He's definitely just dead. Both of them carry on as if it's completely normal that Yugi has another man deep inside him, causing him to erase people's minds. And before any of you ask, the answer is yes, this backstory did take up nearly 8 minutes of this episode.
Come on, let's go.
Oh my god, what is wrong with her arm? That's not just me, right? The gang head up the castle stairs where a certain virgin is waiting for them. Unwilling to let Yugi pass without one final duel, Kaiba provokes him relentlessly, saying he can never defeat him without Exodia. Joey offers to fight him once again before Tristan says down boy, literally this time. Before Kaiba makes fun of the poofy-haired chihuahua for somehow gaining 10 star chips already. Oh, and in case you missed it the first 14 times that we've shown it, here's another flashback of the first duel between Yugi and Kaiba in episode 1. Just in case you missed it. Pegasus has given Seto Kaiba a reason to put his heart in the cards. A passion and fire so strong that his eyes literally set ablaze as he looks at Yugi. Why is he and Joey able to do this? No one's told me yet. Yugi gets sucked into the religion that is the heart of the cards and transforms to accept Kaiba's duel. And because his friends are very observant, Taya notices that he suddenly has changed a little. I mean, growing 1.5 feet, that might be noticeable. They all head to the annex of the castle to make sure that this duel is fought with maximum drama and danger. Bandit Keith makes his way to the castle, making sure not to get stabbed by Kimo's pointy hair as he's greeted at the door. I know he's supposed to be a lazy bad guy and all, but how in the hell did it take him longer to get to the castle than the people he literally trapped in the cave? Huh. I think they both just use swift attack at the same time. He sees our heroes at the top of the castle to be the ones that are fighting Seto Kaiba. He can't believe that they were able to escape the cave. I can't believe that it took him that fucking long to get there. Seto Kaiba then says the same thing me and my brother used to say to one another before fighting over the last slice of pizza.
Whoever loses, well, you'll be left a broken man.
Kaiba begins the duel by summoning the Ryu Kishin Powered, a monster that is quickly destroyed by Yugi's Cursive Dragon. Kaiba expected this basic attack with no strategy from both sides, so he counters by summoning the Sword Stalker, a normal monster with no effect who has an effect that absorbs the strength of the previous fallen monster. Unfortunately for Kaiba, Yugi forgot to take out the monster replacement card from the last duel, so he just pretends it's a jank monster recovery card, switching out to the Dark Magician and taking the lead even further. Seto is not scared though, summoning Robin Williams in attack position before Yugi does what he does best and skips his turn and attacks right away. Too bad for our hero though, Kaiba has the Ancient Lamp Trap card, reflecting his attack back at the Cursed Dragon and evening up the scoreboard. To this day, I still don't understand the layout of this thing. Are the face down cards in his hand? Are they on the field? Are you allowed to play more than one monster at a time? I just have so many design questions. The episode ends with Kaiba monologuing about the most powerful Blue Eyes monster of all time. And when I say monologuing, I mean he stands there maniacally laughing with some shitty animation in the background. Well, that's it for this week's episode. I want to thank you all for watching. If you all enjoyed, don't forget that sub and that bell, that like, and leave a comment telling me if you think you're even remotely ready for the level of cheating in the next 2 episodes. Tune in next week where we continue the match between Seto Kaiba and Yugi Muto. Imagine if I said that with no context, you'd have no idea what part of the series I'm talking about. And of course, a shout out to all my patrons. Next time you're being attacked by a mugger, just make sure to have your trading cards with you. They'll submit to the rules right away without any question. This has been the man from Earth with all the girth. Be the character you know you're worth. See ya. But enough about that, let's continue forth with our Pegasus says that Mokuzutra demanding that he must fight Doogie. The rest of the gang is at the top of the stairs telling Yugi and the rest of the gang is at the top of the stairs. The gang hang. Too bad for our hero Kaiba has an ancient lamp magic. Too bad for our hero. I need water.